there's a good deal of stigma around addressing the post-games issues and resistance to discussing them. So we drew on the literature and an expert group which included expertise in terms of sports transitions, but also from military psychology, emergency services, business. We constructed a conceptual model, and this is the conceptual model, and it's a little small, but it runs on an 18-month period from a year before the games to 6 months after the games. And our concept was, rather than a staged approach, that we approach this as a period of constant transition. So it's a period of constant change, and therefore requires constant adaptation by the athlete to operate effectively. So at the outset they're pursuing qualification, and qualification can come early or somewhere halfway through that year, or right up to the last couple of weeks before the games. And sometimes for an athlete they may achieve an A standard and be in position to go to the games, and then someone else gets another A standard and knocks them off the qualification spot, so they can be in and out through that period. So things change through that entire period. Our program is designed to understand what the qualification pathways, because they're different for different sports, and also their support systems that are around them, what they perceive to be their critical performance factors, and where they were in terms of lifestyle and training. I'll just very quickly on the lifestyle issues, because these were of particular interest to us, and we allowed us to intervene prior to the games to address some issues which may have been problematic afterwards. This little cake here shows that around a third of our athletes classified themselves as full-time athletes and doing nothing else. Around a third classified themselves as full-time athletes with a part-time education or employment, and a third in full-time employment or education, and combining that with training. Around 2/3 of them had plans for after the games, but of the athletes who were qualified, the majority were classified themselves in full-time training, and a third of them had no plans for after the games. So full-time athletes were more likely to qualify for the Olympics or Paralympics, unsurprisingly, but also they were more likely not to have plans for afterwards, and clearly would be in a position to meet those. So a number of interventions targeted. And the post-games piece has been presented elsewhere. This is a holistic, multidisciplinary approach to providing support for Olympic and Paralympic games. Thank you.
In the name of fairness, I made it at the same time to everyone. Time for a fast question. Question, no?
How did your post-Olympic support differ for athletes who succeeded versus athletes who didn't get what they wanted?
There wasn't really a distinction, because the evidence is that success or failure are not determinants of effective transition post-games. Some athletes who are successful do have a better experience, but also then may struggle with post-games experience. After the 2008 Olympic Games in the Irish context, we had 3 medalists. A year out from the games, one had committed suicide, one was in significant problems with alcohol abuse, and the other had disciplinary issues with their governing body. So the most successful athletes that we had also had significant post-games problems.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.